It's been 36 months since the iPhone 13 first hit the market, launching back then as a premium device with a starting price of $800. Fast forward to 2024, and while Apple has officially discontinued it, you can still get a refurbished one for around $350 to $400. For those looking for a new unboxed iPhone 13, some resellers are still offering it between $550 to $600. But the question remains, 3 years after its release, is the iPhone 13 still worth buying today? In this video, we'll break down the reasons to buy and the reasons to skip the iPhone 13 in 2024. Let's dive in. One of the strongest reasons to consider the iPhone 13 in 2024 is its great performance. Even though it's been 3 years since its release, the phone is powered by Apple's A15 Bionic chipset, which is still an incredibly powerful processor. This shouldn't be surprising. Apple has a reputation for equipping their devices with high performance chips that hold up well over time. Whether you're browsing the web, streaming, or even playing demanding mobile games, the iPhone 13 handles everything with ease. It's impressively smooth in daily use, and you'll hardly notice any slowdowns. And what's even more remarkable is that this level of performance comes with just 4 GB of RAM, something that would be a problem on many Android phones. But with Apple's optimized hardware and software, it works seamlessly. Another major reason to consider the iPhone 13 is that it's still up to date with iOS 18. Apple is known for providing long term software updates, and even though this phone is 3 years old, it still received the latest iOS features, including iOS 18, released this year. With this update, you'll be able to enjoy features like the new customizable app icons, the enhanced calculator app, and several other fresh features that make using the phone feel modern. And the best part is that you are not covered for just this year. Apple typically supports their phones for years beyond their initial release, so you can expect at least 2 more years of software updates. So it's still a great option for those looking for a device that's built to last. Another compelling reason to buy the iPhone 13 in 2024 is its incredible camera. Apple equipped this phone with three 12 megapixel lenses, one main camera, one ultra wide, and a 12 megapixel selfie camera. Photos from all these cameras come out with great detail and contrast. For most people, this camera is more than enough for everyday photography. If you're the type who enjoys point and shoot photos, no fuss, just snap and go, you won't be disappointed. It handles light really well, has sharp image quality, and makes your photos look polished straight out of the camera. The only slight downside is its zoom capabilities, which aren't as advanced as newer models with telephoto lenses. But if you're not big on zooming in on distant objects, this won't be an issue at all. When it comes to video, the iPhone 13 continues to shine. It can shoot 4K video at 60 frames per second on both the front and rear cameras, making it a fantastic choice not only for personal use, but also for content creators who need high quality footage. Whether you're recording family moments, creating TikTok videos, or shooting vlogs, the video quality is top notch and smooth. Moving on to build quality, the iPhone 13 is built to last. It's protected by Apple's ceramic shield on the front, which adds extra durability against drops. So while you don't recommend being careless, this phone can handle a bit of rough treatment without you constantly worrying about cracks. It's also IP68 rated, meaning it's resistant to both dust and water. It can withstand being submerged up to 6 meters of water for 30 minutes. Another key reason to consider the iPhone 13 in 2024 is its good battery life. When it was first released, battery life was one of its standout features, and even today, it holds up pretty well for most users. On a typical day with regular usage, browsing, social media, taking photos, and streaming, it's more than capable of lasting you through the day. Now, if you're buying a used or refurbished model, the battery life may not be as strong as when it was brand new. Batteries naturally degrade over time, but even with some wear, many users still report solid performance. However, if you're fortunate enough to get a new unused iPhone 13, you'll likely be impressed by how much the battery life you can squeeze out of it. One reason for this is that the iPhone 13 doesn't have a large screen or a power-hungry 120Hz refresh rate, so it doesn't drain the battery as quickly as newer, more feature-packed models. The final big selling point in 2024 is that the iPhone 13 is cheaper. Originally priced at $800 when it launched, you can now find it for less than $400, which is basically half the price. That's a fantastic deal for a phone that still offers premium features like IP68 dust and water resistance, a powerful A15 Bionic processor that can handle anything, and excellent cameras. Plus, you're getting the latest software updates with at least a couple more years of support expected from Apple. Now, while the iPhone 13 has a lot going for it, there are a few reasons why it might not be the best choice for everyone in 2024. One of the key drawbacks is its display. The iPhone 13 still uses a 60Hz refresh rate display, which feels outdated compared to most modern smartphones. These days, even budget phones under $100 often come with faster refresh rates of 90 Hz or on 20 Hz, making everyday interactions like scrolling or gaming feel much smoother. The 60Hz screen on the iPhone 13 is noticeably slow in comparison, especially if you've used a phone with a higher refresh rate. And what's even more surprising is that Apple has stuck with the same 60Hz refresh rate on the newer iPhone 16 models too, which is a shame to them. Another reason to consider the iPhone 13 is its Lightning port. When this phone was released, Apple was still using Lightning ports for charging and data transfer, but that's no longer the norm. Most modern devices, including the latest iPhones, have transitioned to USB-C, which offer faster data transfer speeds and more efficient charging. The Lightning port just doesn't stack up anymore. In 2024, the Lightning port feels like an inconvenience because almost everything else you own, whether it's your laptop, wireless earbuds, or even other phones, likely charges via USB-C. Having to carry around separate cable for just your iPhone 13 adds unnecessary clutter, and it can be frustrating when you can't even use the same charger for all your devices. Plus, the slower speeds for both charging and data transfer are noticeable when compared to USB-C, making the iPhone 13 feel a bit behind in times in this regard. The final reason not to get the iPhone 13 in 2024 is its slow charging speeds. At around $400, most other smartphones in this price range offer much faster charging capabilities. Some even go up to 65 watts or higher. In contrast, the iPhone 13 is still stuck at 15 watts of charging power. While this may not be a deal breaker for everyone, it's definitely worth considering if you're someone who values quick charging. With 15-watt charging, it takes noticeably longer to get your phone from zero to full compared to other devices on the market. For some people, waiting an extra hour or two might not matter much, but if you're constantly on the go and need your phone to recharge quickly, this could be frustrating. Fast charging has become a standard feature in most modern phones, even budget models, so the iPhone 13 feels slow by today's standards. While the iPhone 13 still shines in many areas like performance, build quality, and camera capabilities, there are a few downsides to consider. The 60Hz display feels outdated, the Lightning port adds unnecessary hassle in the USB-C world, and a slow 15-watt charging could be a deal breaker if you're used to faster charging speeds. That said, if you can look past these issues, the iPhone 13 still offers plenty of value with its powerful A15 chip, great camera, and continued iOS updates. Thanks for watching. I'm Milan, and this is Fuzitech. Subscribe.